Guys, welcome to a new session of Money Master. In today's session, we will discuss about the budget for fiscal year 2077-78. In this video, we will discuss about the budget from banker's point of view. So this video is going to be useful for everyone who is working in a bank and anyone who is preparing for banking exams. Let's get started. Before entering into New Year's budget, let's discuss about the achievements so far in the previous year's budget. The previous year, that is year 2076-77, had a total budget of 15 kharba, 32 arba, 96 crore and 71 lakh. Out of this, the government has estimated only 70% will be spent by the end of the fiscal year. The economic growth rate is predicted to remain at 2.3%, which is way lower. It is because of COVID-19 outbreak. Inflation as of 9 months was recorded at 6.5%. Per capita income is 1085. It will remain 1085 at the end of the fiscal year. Foreign currency holdings will be 11.56 kharba at the end of the fiscal year. So this is all about the achievements in the previous fiscal year. Now let's talk about New Year's budget. The total size of budget for New Year, that is year 2077-78, is 14 kharba, 74 arba and 64 crore. This figure is lesser than the previous year's budget. The current expenditure will be 9.48 kharba, that is 64.4% of the total budget. Capital expenditure 3.52 kharba, that is 23.9%, and budget allocated for financial management is 1.72 kharba, that is 11.7%. Looking at this figure, we can see highest portion is in current expenditure. Now let's talk about the sources of revenue for the government. Here the first is tax revenue collection, which will have a figure of 8.89 kharba, foreign aid 60.52 arba, foreign loan 2.99 kharba, and internal debt figure will be 2.25 kharba. So this will be the sources of revenue, which includes tax revenue, foreign aid, foreign loan and internal debt. The economic growth rate is predicted to remain at 7 percentage points and inflation also to remain at 7 percentage points. Now let's talk about the financial sector related programs of the New Year's budget. The programs in financial sector involves every commercial bank and every development bank now has to give special convenience loan. That includes each branch of a commercial bank has to give at least 10 customers the subsidized loan, the special convenience loan, and each branch of the development bank is supposed to give the special convenience loan to at least 5 customers. So this special convenience loan is made compulsory now. National payment gateway will be developed. It will help the settlement process. VFIs will be encouraged for merger and acquisition, which was in previous year's budget as well. Now for the industries which are affected by the corona, here is a special provision, here is a special scheme. The government will give a loan at 5% interest rate. This loan will especially be targeted to the businesses like SMEs and corona affected tourism businesses. This loan will be provided for paying salary to the staffs. So loan at 5% interest rate for payment of salary to staffs, to SMEs and corona affected tourism businesses. A separate fund of 50 arba shall be formed for this purpose. Now there is another scheme of loan also introduced by the budget. This involves loan at 5% interest rate, loan at the same percentage interest rate to corona affected agriculture businesses, SMEs, production oriented businesses, hotels, tourism related businesses and others. NRB shall provide refinancing to BFIs up to 1 kharba to help them provide the loans. So this loan will be provided by the banks and financial institutions For this, the refinancing will be provided by the Nepal Rashtra Bank. So corona affected businesses will get loan at 5% interest rate. So this is a good program of the New Year's budget. Furthermore, existing subsidized loan, that is special convenience loan, that is Sahuliyat Purna Karza, this facilities will be restructured. So Sahuliyat Purna Karza, that will be restructured, and it will be provided at 5% interest rate and 50% subsidy in collateral and business insurance. So now special convenience loan Sahuliyat Purna Karza will be available at 5% interest rate. Small taxpayers having transaction up to 20 lakhs can pay tax through mobile applications and electronic mediums. Necessary facilities will be built to implement this. So now tax paying will be easier for the small businesses having a turnover up to 20 lakhs. Digitization and cashless economy will be encouraged. This was in previous year's budget as well. So cashless economy will be encouraged throughout the country. Mobile and internet banking in remote areas will be encouraged, which is a good news. Microfinances operation will be strengthened. Their interest rates will be made reasonable. So this is a good news because microfinances are often criticized for their higher interest rate. Debentures to be promoted. Now many firms will be issuing debentures. NEFSE will be made completely digitized. A good news for stock investors, brokers, and everyone concerned with the Nepal Stock Exchange. Furthermore, commodity market will be brought into functioning, which is a good news. Commodity market will be made functional. Hedging for foreign currency will be encouraged for private investment. That is good for foreign exchange trading. E-payment for all kinds of utilities will be made convenient and encouraged. Now e-payment for all the utilities like electricity, telephone bill, dish recharge, paying the cable fee. So this will be made convenient through e-payment. So e-payment will be encouraged. Company registration and dissolution will be made easier. Good news. Corporate cooperatives will be encouraged to go cashless. Now cooperatives will also issue ATM cards and mobile banking applications will be there for cooperatives as well. Cooperatives will be encouraged to be merged. Now this will reduce the number of cooperatives. Let's talk about the other important aspects of budget 2077-78. Now we discussed earlier all the important financial sector related programs of the budget 2077-78. Now let's talk about other important aspects. A new concept is introduced by the budget. Here the concept of land bank has been introduced. Land bank will be a bank which will take land as a deposit. That means any person who is keeping his land or her land barren can keep his or her land in land bank as a deposit. In return they will get some royalty, and a land bank will give that land in lease to any person who is willing to cultivate, who is willing to grow some crops. So land bank concept is definitely going to create some revolution in agriculture industry of Nepal. Encouragement allowances not to be provided to the government employees. Very bad news for government employees. Encouragement allowances will not be provided. I think trainings will also be reduced, so lesser trainings, minimal trainings will be conducted. This is for saving cost of the government. Health insurance of rupees 5 lakh to health workers. Good news for health workers. 5 lakh insurance is free. Corona insurance 50% premium to be paid by the government. Good news. Startup capital at 2% interest rate will be provided to the innovative businessmen who want to utilize the opportunities created by corona. Rupees 50 crore is allocated for this fund. Now if you have any a very good innovative idea which helps you gain profit at the time of corona, or if you can utilize the opportunities created by COVID-19, the government will give you startup capital at 2% interest rate. So for that 50 crore is separated by the government. Free education for secondary level students. Free education will be there. So now every Nepali, each Nepali will get a chance to get education up to secondary level. 1300 megawatt additional electricity will be produced throughout the fiscal year. Now let's talk about the electricity rebate. The government has formed a program to give relief in electricity bill. Industries will be provided 50% rebate in electricity bill used during lockdown. So during lockdown, they will get 50% rebate. Now for others, up to 10 units, 100% discount. Up to from 11 to 150 units, 25% discount. From 151 to 250 units, 5% is discount in electricity bill. Now let's talk about the tax related changes. The progressive slab system has remained the same. Many aspects has remained the same, but the government has decided to give some tax rebate to the micro and cottage industries. Now micro and cottage industries will get tax rebate as this. The micro and cottage industries having a turnover from 0 to 20 lakh will get 75% tax rebate. Having a turnover of 20 lakh to 50 lakh, they will get 50% tax rebate. The one having turnover from 50 lakh to 1 crore, they will get 25% tax rebate. Furthermore, income tax rebate for micro enterprises is extended to 7 years and 10 years for enterprises operated by female. Corona affected hotel, transport, travel and tracking, aircraft industries, they will get an income tax for fiscal year, in the income tax for fiscal year 2076-77, they will get a rebate of 20%. So corona affected hotel, transport, travel and tracking and aircraft businesses, they will get a rebate of 20% in income tax for fiscal year 2076 and 77. So that's all about the budget for 2076-77. Subscribe to learn more. Thank you.